Okay. Any questions right away that anyone wants to ask?
I just noticed that, like, will you be posting quizzes once you have the window available? Just because I noticed that they're not posted on there already on D2L. And then I just have questions on assignments. Like, do we just take notes as you give the lectures, like on video, like our personal notes?
Great questions. Yep. So I wanted to wait till we had this discussion before I opened up the quizzes. So that'll be available as of probably tomorrow. I'll probably
Okay.
have that available tomorrow morning at the latest. I'll probably just open it up tonight, but if you wake up tomorrow, you'll see that your quiz is there. For lecture, yes, you just take notes at your own pace for what you want to. The biggest thing for you to keep in mind is you want to read your textbook. Your textbook is going to be your key to pass this class. So if you're trying not to get the textbook, if you're trying to float and work without one, you're gonna end up struggling because all the quizzes are built off the textbook. Lecture is more me giving, some things for you to focus on, some things that will show up on quizzes, but just more of the bigger concepts from each text or each chapter in the text. So you take notes. I do supply, you may have noticed on D2L, I will give you the lecture slides. So you'll see exactly what I talk about. So if you're somebody who doesn't like to take notes, that's fine. You'll get the same lecture slides, but I would highly encourage that you read your textbook. And if you're somebody who likes to write in textbooks, you'll do great in this class. Your assignments, well, I'll wait. I'll explain that when we go through the syllabus. But those are two good questions. Any other questions to start us off? And I'll talk more through some of this as we go.
So about the textbooks and stuff like that, are they available to like go to the bookstore at Dakota County Tech, or are they just going to be on ebooks?
I think there is a print version of it, but most people are using ebooks for them. But there is a print version. The bookstore should have it. I put all that stuff in back in June, and I haven't heard anything different. But if you want to go to campus and go to the bookstore, they should have physical copies there. Let me double check something. There's also, I think the print center can also print the textbook for you too. And since that's rolled into your tuition, it doesn't cost you anything. Let me just double check one thing on Amazon. I should have did this before, but it just occurred to me.
Yeah, because I purchased my book on Amazon.
Yeah.
I went to the bookstore and they didn't have any.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, and now that the semester started, the prices of the books went up too. So that's why I tried to give you guys that link to get the book for like $10 if you're okay with the e version of it. But they do have the hardcover. The hardcover price has just skyrocketed. It's $152 on Amazon right now. The paperback's it's $100. You can get a loose leaf, which is something that someone just printed off, which is about $79 on Amazon. And then there are other sellers who are selling it for $75 and $4 for shipping. So about $80 on Amazon is about the cheapest you're gonna find. I think DCTC though, I think that the print center may print the book for you for free at the fact check that though. So don't hold me to that because I don't know what the setup is with COVID this semester as far as printing, but they might be able to print that for you for free. If you're someone who's okay with ebooks, but you're like, I don't have $10, I'm broke, I don't have any money, let me know. I'll see if I can work some magic to get you the textbook. Okay, I'll help you out. I'm not supposed to. Don't tell anybody I said that though, so because I'm not supposed to do that. It's like against the rules. But I want to make sure you get the tools you need to pass. So I try to find cheap things for students because it's hard. As someone I have 2 master's degrees. I've gone through grad school. The second master's degree, I only bought 2 textbooks my whole grad school because I found out how to work the system. So I'll give you guys a couple tips and tricks for working the system with textbooks. If you're okay with ebooks, that's going to be a big plus for you. So when you go to Google, if you put the textbook title in and you put .pdf, you may be able to find the book for free as a download, or you may find it like somebody might have posted it in like a Google link or a Dropbox. You can just download the textbook. So I learned that. Yeah, someone does need to mute their mic. Sorry, thank you for saying that. Let me mute everybody, and then you can just unmute yourself if you want to speak. So that's the one thing is Google. You can Google search PDFs. The second thing you can do is there's something called interlibrary loan. I don't know if people have heard of this before. It's like the coolest thing ever that no one ever pays attention to because we don't go to libraries enough. That's probably why. But interlibrary loan, there's two ways to do this. If you have a public library where you live and you have a public library card, you can do an interlibrary loan where they'll pull books from the library system within the state of Minnesota and they'll send it to you and then you have it on loan and then you can just, you can renew it if you need to. The other version of interlibrary loan is the school systems have one too. This is where you get the textbooks from. And you can do an interlibrary loan. So let's say DCTC doesn't have the book, but St. Cloud State does. They'll send you the text to the school. You have to pick it up from the school, and then you'll have the book for about probably like half the semester, and then you just have to renew it again. So that's a way to save some money is to use interlibrary loan. There's a site. If you go to the library site, you can find if you search interlibrary loan, you can find it. So those are just two tips and tricks to find some textbooks. I try to use textbooks that are used all over different campuses so that students can, have access to them. So, and textbooks are crazy expensive. So I try to find the cheapest versions I can too, because, it hits your pockets. And then once you're done with the class, you're like, I'm never gonna look at this thing again. And now you're out of $500 because you bought 3 textbooks, for the semester. So, I try to be that professor that's cool and try to help students. So hopefully that helps. But again, if you're struggling and you can't get the textbook, send me a private email. I'll figure out a way to get you a copy. So any other questions before I dive into the syllabus? These are all good.
Yeah, so if I need to step out like for a second anytime off the stream, so we don't gotta tell you, or do we?
Nope, you don't have to tell me. Yeah, you're not getting any like credit points for being here today. So if you need to step out, that's cool. This is recorded right now. I'm gonna post this on D2L so you can watch whatever you missed later.
Okay. Are they all posted? Are they all the streams all posted in D2L?
Yeah, every time we do one of these, if we do any more, because it's gonna be up to you all, I'm gonna put a poll out. But yeah, it'll be recorded and posted on D2L. So if you ever miss one of these, it's fine. I didn't want to. One of the things I wanted to be very mindful of is people's schedules, work schedules, and things like that. Like there are people who are at work right now. They're taking this class, but they can't, be on this live stream, and I didn't want to penalize students for that. So that's why the lectures will be pre-recorded and posted for you all to view.
All right.
Yeah. Because life is crazy for a lot of people right now. So, all right. I'm going to dive into the syllabus. And again, if you have questions, feel free to open your mic and we'll go for it that way. So let's see. Let's do a share. Let's make this a little bigger. All right. Can you guys see the text on here, or is it kind of grainy? I might have to zoom in a little bit more. Let me see. That didn't work. That wasn't any better. I should just open this up in Pages. That's probably gonna be easier. Give me 1 second. I'm going to close this and open it up in Pages. PDF is not going to be as user friendly. And now Pages are slow. There we go.
Yo, you guys gotta put on your mask. You can never be too safe.
I think we're good on the, if someone passes COVID through Zoom, I think we have bigger problems in the world.
We do.
I am terrified if that happens. All right. You all should be able to see this pretty well. Let's see. Let me zoom in a little bit more. That's pretty big. Okay. Can you guys see the syllabus? Is it showing up? Perfect. All right. So as you all know, I am Brandon Jones. We're going to have virtual office hours for this whole school year. So, beyond this class, you'll be pretty much using Zoom because that's what the school wants us to use. If you ever need to get in contact with me, that is my university email. I know it's weird. It's not my name. You can also email me via D2L. It goes to the same place. And then also I do have a DCTC email it all goes to the same location. So if an email pops up for me, if you search me on DCTC's website, it may be different. It's okay to send it to that because I'll get it in the same inbox. We will have virtual office hours. I am reserving time every Friday from 3 to 4 just to meet with people. So if you want to meet with me, I'll probably just post a link and just have a Zoom open. Uh, as we go on in time, if people aren't really utilizing that, I'll just do just straight, whenever you want to meet with me. So what will happen is you just send me an email, and then I'll find a time that works for both of us, and then I'll send you a calendar invite, and then we'll meet on Zoom that way. So if you have any questions, we can meet that way. We talked a little bit about the textbook already. We're using Santrock's lifespan development text. And it's a pretty good book. It's pretty user friendly. I think that you guys will enjoy utilizing this text as we go. The course description presents an introductory to the physical, cognitive, and psychosocial aspects of development across the lifespan, explores the research and theories relevant to the psychological study of human development from concepts to from conception to death, applies these issues to general and clinical populations. So overall, what all that fancy language is saying is lifespan development looks at from conception of a person's life. We're going to look at toddlers. We're going to look at, childhood. We're going to look at adolescence. We're going to look at middle adulthood, emerging adults. We're going to look at middle age, and then we're going to look at elders. And we're going to go through this experience throughout the whole textbook. We're going to take it pretty much one chapter at a time. There are some weeks where we have multiple chapters that are associated with each other, on top of each other. But most of the reflections that we do, the essays, they'll all be kind of linear onto where we are in the textbook. I try my hardest to keep them that way. Some of the course learning outcomes that we will have this semester, we're going to compare and contrast the main theories and issues of human lifespan development, learning, cognitive, contextual, and social biological. We're going to identify biological, neurological, cognitive, cultural, and social emotional processes associated with developmental periods. So we're going to, if you looked at the textbook and you looked at the table of contents, you've kind of seen how it's broken down, and they have like the social development, they have the cognitive development, they have all these, the biological development, they have all these pieces throughout the textbook that focus on specific lifespan periods. I'm not going to read all these because we'll be here all night, but for the most part, what I want you to get is that we're going to be looking at each one of these points in times in your life. Some of you are not at a stage that we're going to be studying, and that's okay, but it's still good for you to kind of think about it, because you probably have parents that are at that stage or have been at that stage, or siblings or people in your family, or even friends that may be at that stage. So this is going to be a good opportunity in this class to kind of reflect on your own life. And that's what I try to draw out in the essays, is get you to reflect on the things that you've either gone through, or people that you know that they've gone through things, so that it makes what we read in the textbook and what you hear in lecture actually real life and applies to your own kind of experience and situation. This does meet the curriculum goal areas for both history, social, and behavioral science, and then as well as human diversity. Those are the two goal areas. So goal area 5 and 6, this class meets that. If you have, I need to explain this one. So if you have 2 consecutive weeks of unexcused, undocumented absences, I will administratively withdraw you from the course. What this means is, and I don't just do this to be a jerk. What this means is, if you're not posting anything, like if I haven't seen you do a quiz, or I haven't heard from you via email, or I just noticed that you're not keeping up with assignments, what I do first is I'll send you an email and say, hey, just checking in, making sure everything's okay. Do you need any help? Do you want to meet via Zoom? Just let me know what's happening. If I don't hear anything in about a week from you, then what I'll do is I'll send you what's called a starfish message. And then what that does is it's a message to you, but it connects to your counselor to let them know that, hey, I've reached out to this student and kind of see what's going on. And then now it's on their radar. If I don't hear anything after about a week from that, so it's really 2 consecutive weeks of no communication, then I'll go in and then I'll withdraw you from the class. You have, I believe, until Sunday of this week to withdraw yourself from the class, where it doesn't cause any penalty to your tuition. But after that, there will be some penalty to your tuition. So just keep that in mind. If you're like, yep, I don't like this guy, this class isn't for me, and you want to get out of it, I believe you have till Sunday to withdraw. So just know I will reach out to you. I won't just, kick you out of the class. I'll try to see what's going on before I withdraw you from the class. Since I'm not taking attendance points or anything of that nature, it's really about turning your assignment. So if I don't see that you're engaging, then I'm trying to figure out what's happening. the actual assignments in this class will have essays. You're gonna have 4 essays. They're worth 30 points each. You're gonna have 4 reflections. They're worth 25 points each. You're gonna have 13 quizzes. That sounds insane, doesn't it? They're worth 15 points each. There are no exams. There's no midterm. There's no final exam. These are all your assignments. So pretty much the way I laid it out, you're gonna have 1 reflection, 1 essay per month, and then you're gonna roughly have about 3 to 4 quizzes per month. All right. So that's a good way for you to kind of pace and keep up, and you'll know like, oh, did I do a reflection this month? And then you'll realize, oh, I might have forgot to do a reflection. The other thing that I tried to make this as easy as possible for you all is I made all assignments are always due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. So that's just a good way for you to keep track, for you to pace yourself since it's all online. We're not meeting face to face. You may not get as many reminders as you would if we were meeting face to face, like in a class setting. So I just try to make it real easy. Every Sunday, you have probably something due at 11:59. All right. Let's talk about essays. There'll be 4 essays in this course. They'll be based on your personal experiences and textbook content. Essays will have an overview PDF detailed with expectations of the paper. You'll find those in the assignments area. I'm going to do a quick D2L tutorial before we end tonight to show you where to find the essays and reflections. But all that stuff's posted together. This will be emailed to you and posted in D2L. That is true. I'm going to email it too. You will submit your completed essay in D2L in the assignments area. Please avoid uploading your essays as a copy and paste into the message. This is very important. I should like highlight this in yellow because students always miss this. The way that you're going to submit your assignments, both your reflections and your essays, you got 3 formats that you can use. You can use Microsoft Word. You can submit it in a PDF, or you can submit it in Pages because I do use Mac and I can open up Pages. So if you're a Mac user, iPad, some people are just working off their cell phone, or if you have an actual like, MacBook Air or MacBook Pro or something of that nature, you can submit it in Pages. But be very, very mindful. If you're somebody who likes to use Google Docs, you need to export your paper in either PDF or Word to submit it. Please do not send me links. It doesn't always work well, and I cannot grade your paper well with the link. I need you to export it as a document and send it to me. There's 2 reasons for that. One, it doesn't work well. The other reason is I use Grammarly. If you don't know what Grammarly is, I'm going to post it at some point in time. It's a great tool that you can get the paid version or you use the free version. They're both really good. Helps you improve your writing. I have the Teacher Fancy Pro version that lets me know if you're plagiarizing or not. So that's what I use to grade, and it also helps me just focus on your paper and what's going on and helping me understand what you're actually trying to articulate. So be very mindful that I need it uploaded as an attachment for the essays. Note essays require correct usage of APA format. I am going to be a little bit more of a stickler on this. So make sure you're using APA format. I know you're not experts in APA. Some of you are like, what the heck does that even mean? There's some information later on in the syllabus talking about APA format. Really the big things I want you to do is get the basics of APA format. I don't expect you guys to be graduate school writers in APA format at this level. But what I do want you to do is at least get the basics. Make sure your headings are correct. Make sure you're using cover pages. The big thing is your reference pages, making sure you get that. The reason that I'm pushing this is because moving forward, especially if you're a first year student, you're going to be asked to use APA format and you're going to be expected to know what that is. So what I'm trying to do is help you get prepared. And I'm not going to be a huge stickler on it, but I am going to attempt to try to get you prepared for APA format. And then if you have questions about APA format, please email me. If your assignments are late, you start to lose points for essays and reflections. So after 1 day, you lose 10%. After 2 days, you lose 20%. After 3 days, you lose 30%. After 4 days, it gets credit, okay? It gets crazy. I put in here that I will not accept it for credit. I actually want to change that. I had a discussion with some professors yesterday, and I think that I'm still going to allow you to turn in your paper, but you probably will only get like 50% credit. And it's important that you still turn in your assignments because zeros at the end of the semester, when I start plugging zeros into the grade book, your grades start to sink. And I don't want to discourage you. You get to the Thanksgiving holiday, you're like, all right, I missed 2 essays, but I still got a B plus in this class and be great. And the next thing you know, 2 weeks later, I plug in those zeros and your B plus goes to like a C minus. And you're like, what happened? And that's the reason why. So make sure you turn in your assignments. Even if they're late, still turn them in. I'm going to give you some points. So just know I'll make that correction later and update the syllabus. The rubric for essays, you know, I want to make sure that you're responding revealed a scholarly explanation of the topic using the academic lens. So it's really you're just, you know, using what you've learned in the textbook and what you kind of already know. So for strong answers, you get 10 points. For middle road answers, you get 8. Weak answers, you get 5. As long as you're doing the things, these next couple things, you should get your 10, right? I want you to respond with at least one personal or professional example to enhance your response. And then I also want you to respond including correct usage of psychological terminology, concepts, and topics. This is important. All the essays are already going to be somewhat personal, so you should automatically get 5 points right away. But using the correct usage of psychological terminology, you're going to have to lean on your textbook a little bit. And as you're reading through the text, you'll pick up on concepts. And whenever you're reading the text and something like feels like it relates to you, I would encourage you to highlight that, make note of it or something, because that's probably something you want to go back to and use it for an essay. So just keep that in mind. We are doing 1,000-word essays, which, we are doing 1,000-word essays. I do count the words. Grammarly is really good at counting words. So if you're at, 957, you're going to lose some points. I'm probably not going to be that evil and give you 0. Like if you're at like 999, I'm probably going to give you 0. I might give you 2, but I need you to hit 1,000 words. 1,000 words roughly is about 3 pages. All right. So roughly about 3 pages of text. And this does not include the reference section. Okay. So I want 3 pages of actual responses to the essay. APA format using the course textbook. So again, I want you to cite something out of the text. If you're reading the text, as I just stated, and something kind of connects with you and you made note, that's probably something you want to use and put in your essay. You'll get 4 points for doing that. And then I want you to use a second scholar. Yep, go for it.
For the 1,000 words, does it have to be exactly 1,000 words, or it has to be more? Because if it's less, you're gonna take off points. So can it be more?
It can be more, yes. And I will keep reading. So if you you're really getting in your groove and you're like, yeah, I like this, and you write like a 5,000-word essay, which is overdoing it, I will read it. So yeah, it can be more.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be exact. I'm not that crazy of a professor.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I don't want you to delete 2 words so you can get that 1,000. No. You'll be fine. But you have to write at least 1,000 because I want you to use that as a marker and not cheat yourself. That's why I don't do page counts, because page counts people like to change fonts and spacing and it gets all weird. Like you're putting in too much effort when you could just write the words. The second thing, so you need to reference 1 from the textbook and then 2, a scholarly source. Now the scholarly source can be a website. I don't want it to be Wikipedia though. Okay. It could be like Psychology Today or some other type of website that's pretty credible for another source. So for example, there's an essay where you're going to be talking about today's generation, where we're talking about young people, right? And I want you to just kind of define your thoughts on both millennials and Generation Z. And there's a lot of information online about that. You can run into articles all over the place. Business Insider, there's just tons of different articles on today's generation. All you have to do is find a website, or you can find a scholarly source if you really want to dig into some academic journals and reference that in your essay. So 1 reference from the textbook, 1 reference from an outside source, you're good to go. Any questions about that? Because we're going to head to the next.
So can I email you about the AP format, just because I'm used to MLA and I don't know at all, like, 0 knowledge of APA or
Yep.
Yeah.
And just so you know, in the syllabus, I'm going to skip down. I put a nice little link in here. If you click that link on the digital syllabus, it'll take you to an APA website that lays it out real nice and clear for you. So check that out. And then if you still have questions, then send me the email. And I should probably post that in the announcement area too, because people might miss that. Reflections. Reflections are a relaxed version of the essays, okay? So the essays are going to push you to, dig into the crates, dig into the textbook a little bit, but reflections are going to just kind of be your ability to just express how you felt about what you've watched. So there'll be 4 reflections. They're worth 25 points each, totaling 100 points. And the intent of this is to be personal but fun. So I do want you to have some fun, right? And in the reflections, you'll be asked to expound on different concepts or topics associated with previously read chapters in the textbook. And how this will work is I have 4 videos that I'm asking you to watch and reflect on. All you have to do is connect the content to yourself. How did you feel about what you watched? Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? That only has to be 500 words. That's roughly 2.5 paragraphs. And you're going to post this in the assignments area as well in D2L. And the videos are already posted there. All the videos are from YouTube. So I put the YouTube links on there because I do have the videos myself, and I could have uploaded them right to D2L, but I found out the hard way this summer that depending on the device you use and sometimes even your internet speed, it might not play on D2L. So I just went to YouTube, made sure that they're uploaded. So every video thing that I put out here will be uploaded to YouTube because it just seems to work better with people's devices, especially if you're using mobile.
So I got a quick question.
Yes.
When it comes to the essays and the reflections, do you give out like a day or two head notice being like, hey, this is going to happen, just want to let you know? Or is it all like we have to be responsible for like knowing when those are?
It's really both. So I usually release all the essays are open now. So you could have went and got a sneak peek right now on D2L. That's going to change after this call though. So I'm going to go back in and lock it up. I just put it there so people can kind of see what everything looks like. And then I'm going to put timers on things for things to open up. Typically what I do is about 2 weeks before the assignments due, I'll send an email saying, hey, this is essay number 2, or this is essay number 3. Here's the PDF for it. This is due on this date. So you'll kind of know. I want you all to kind of keep up, but I will give you a good heads up. So nothing will surprise you. Everything is listed out. It's also there's a schedule that's at the bottom of the syllabus that we'll get to in a moment that lists everything out too.
Okay.
So there's no pop quizzes or anything like that. So don't freak out yet. Yeah, rubric's pretty similar to the essay. I just want you to respond, use something from the textbook, use good grammar. As long as you're just not like, I hate this. This is the stupidest video I've ever seen in my life. Like, why did you even post this? You can talk about why you don't like it, but just you do it in a nice, student way. If you can be a student, do it as best as you can, and then you'll be fine there. And then we get to all the crazy quizzes. So every week we're going to have a quiz. Sometimes the quizzes are going to be on one chapter. Sometimes they're going to be on multiple chapters. As I stated, week 1's quiz has not been released yet. I will release it after this call. Once that is released, you are to get that done. Now, the way that I'm going to work quizzes is this. Every week a quiz will be posted. Technically, it will be due every Sunday at 11:59. But if you miss a quiz, don't panic because that quiz will still be active. It still will be live and you can take it later. You will not lose any points for not getting a quiz done at 11:59 on a Sunday. You will only lose points on quizzes for 2 ways. 1, when you take the quiz and you get an answer wrong, you will lose points. And then 2, if you don't take the quiz by the end of the semester, I believe the last day of the semester is December. Let me take a little quick peek. December 7th, right? Is that right? Yeah, December 7th. Then I will go in and I will give you a 0. Until then, I don't touch the quiz. They're open. If you're somebody who's like, you know what? I'm not going to take a quiz until the Thanksgiving holiday, and then I'm just going to cram and I'm going to take 10 quizzes. That's your choice. I wouldn't recommend that, but if that's what you want to do, you definitely can do that. But I just use the weekly marker to kind of pace you throughout the class so that you're just moving forward and you're getting things done. So quizzes stay open. There's no late penalty for a quiz. They stay open. Also, a couple other things that are important, because there's a lot of things here. I'm not going to read all this. Other things that are important for quizzes. You get 2 attempts for your quiz. So if you don't like your score on your first attempt, you can take it again. What happens is I take the highest score. So D2L will automatically take the highest score. So if you got a 13 out of 15 and you're like, oh, I can get those other 2 questions right, you can take it again and try to get your 15 out of 15, and it'll take the highest score. You also have an hour and 30 minutes to complete each quiz. That is plenty of time to answer 15 questions. I didn't mean to freak you out. 15 questions, not 50. Ooh, Alexis almost had a heart attack. It's okay, Alexis. Breathe. I seen that. That was me. I spoke wrong. Uh, 15 questions. So you have an hour and 30 minutes for 15 questions. So you have plenty of time. Obviously, the quiz is open textbook, open Google, open world, open classmate, open sibling. Use whoever or whatever you want to answer the questions for the quiz. All the quiz questions come out of your textbook. So it's very, very important that you're reading the chapters because that is going to be your key to passing. And your quizzes are a good chunk of most of your points. If you ever have any issues with your quiz, let's say you get going and your internet crashes or your computer dies because you forgot to plug it in or charge it or whatever, let me know. Just send me an email. Let me know saying, hey, I started this quiz. Something crazy happened and it got messed up. I can typically see that on my end of D2L. And then this has happened before in other classes where students there was one student, this was last fall semester, and she was doing her final exam and her internet went out and she was panicking. She was like, oh my God. But I could tell because the final exam was 40 questions and she did like 13 questions, but then the time marker was like 2 hours. It was like 13 questions. So it was really weird. So what I can do is I can go in on the back end of D2L, reset it, and you can take it again. So if anything funky ever happens, just let me know. D2L can get a little crazy too. So if D2L ever gets crazy, just let me know and I'll work with you. Typically, the school is really good at letting people know that D2L is not functioning correctly. Check-in discussion questions. So I will post an area in D2L for like questions, comments, and concerns. So if you want to ask your classmates something, or maybe you see something cool or something interesting that you're like, hey, check out this movie, or I seen this meme on Instagram and you should check this out. Go ahead and post it. You can post it for us to see. I want to try to create community as best as possible. Using D2L, it's hard to do that on an online class versus in person. Usually you laugh at my jokes and things. It doesn't always work well online. So I'm going to create an area in D2L in the discussions area where we can share things. You're not obligated to share things. You won't get marked, without any points or anything if you don't. It's just a place for us to kind of connect. I kept the classroom policy piece in here, but just make sure you're being respectful to each other. If we are sharing things, if we are in a Zoom call, don't say, hey, close your mic, idiot, or anything crazy like that. Like, just let's be respectful and nice to people as we move forward. Which reminds me, I probably should check to see if anybody's in the waiting room. Nobody's in there. Okay. Final exam period. So there is no final exam. Only thing that you need to focus on is getting all your quizzes done, making sure your reflections are done. Your reflections should be pretty much done by the time we get to December. And then you have that last essay that you need to get done. The last essay for this class is going to be you interviewing someone that you know, whether a family member, close friend, or maybe you work at like a senior home or something and you want to talk to an elder person. But I want you to reach out to someone that you know who's elderly, someone who's above like 60, 65 years old. And you're going to interview them. There's some questions that I want you to ask them, and then you're going to write your paper about that person's life. So that's the last assignment. So that's your final hurrah in this class. I'm going to go over the schedule here quickly, and then I'm going to show you a few things on D2L, and then we will call it a night. And we're actually moving pretty well time-wise. So week 1, which is this week, is chapters 1 and 2. Again, I'm going to post quiz 1 after the class, after the Zoom is over. So you can go ahead and check out quiz number 1. Chapter 2 will be, week 2 will be on chapter 3, and quiz 2 will be all on chapter 3. Week 3, chapter 4, and we'll have quiz number 3, which is going to be all on chapter 4. So every week, whatever chapters are posted, the quiz will coincide with those chapters. You also have reflection 1 due that week. So it'll be due on September 13th at 11:59. So the week that is posted, it's due on the Sunday of that week. Week 5, we'll get into September 21st. We're on chapter 6, quiz number 5, and then essay 1 will be due. Week 6, chapter 7, quiz number 6. Week 7, chapter 8, quiz 7, reflection 2. So you kind of see almost every other week, you'll have reflection, essay, reflection, essay. We do have what we call midterm week. There's no midterm, so we're not going to have any class chapters to read. I would encourage you to read ahead. I would encourage you to get caught up if you're behind. So if you missed some quizzes at this time or you didn't get your essay turned in, this is a good time for you to just pause and get caught up, or you can start moving forward and moving ahead. After that, we get to week 9, chapters 9 and 8, quiz 8, essay 2. Week 10, chapters 11 and 12, quiz number 9. Week 11, chapters 13 and 14. So you can see November it starts to get a little crunchy. We start to put 2 chapters in one. So that's the second half of the class. This is what I call crunch time right here. So we have chapter 13 and 14 in week 11, quiz 10, reflection 3. Week 12, we have chapter 15 and 16. So we're almost done. Quiz 11, week 13, chapter 17, 18, quiz 12, essay 3. And then the holiday week, we have no lecture, no anything there. And then we'll have no assignment, another time for you to get caught up, or you can move ahead. By the time this holiday rolls around, I'm going to open up quiz 13. Reflection 4 will be open, and essay 4 will be open. Matter of fact, for essay 4, since I'm asking you to interview someone, I'm probably going to open that early October. So you're going to have plenty of time to get that going. And if you get it done early, you may be done with this class early. So just know that you'll have plenty of time to get things done. I'm not going to put you into any crunches. If you feel like, you have a holiday come up or some life event happens and you have to take care of somebody or whatever the case is, and you're like, hey, I need this stuff open now because I don't know if I'm going to make it to the end of the class, just let me know, and I have no problem with that. So we can work out something if you have any special circumstances. Like there's been times where I've had students who've had to go to, out of the country to go be with family, and they're like, I want to finish this class. I could probably do a little bit when I'm out of the country, but can you open up these next 3 quizzes because I'm going to miss this month, and I have no problem doing that. So I'll work with you as long as you work with me. The final is really just making sure that these 3 assignments are complete, and then you're all set. The rest of this information is just kind of good stuff for you to know. Plagiarism and cheating. I don't expect a lot of plagiarism and cheating because really most of the essays are about you. The reflections are your opinions, and you really can't cheat on an open quiz test. So there shouldn't be any issues with plagiarism or cheating. Just don't copy and paste things into your essays. Like I hate when students do that. It just doesn't help well. APA format. I don't expect you all to get the APA documental style, the 7th edition book. If you go to this link here, this is pretty much all the information you need to know. Matter of fact, let me click on that now. So when I do a screen share, when I do a screen share, I can kind of show you what that website looks like. If you need any help from the library link's there. If you need any help from disability services, they're there to help you as well. If there are any religious accommodations that you need throughout this time, let me know. I might not be aware of them. Let me know. I'm willing to work things out. So if there's like, if there's a holiday and you're like, yeah, I can't turn anything in this week because of this holiday, let me know. I will open it up early for you. I have no problem with that. Students' rights to know. We shouldn't have any issues with harassment or discrimination. But if anybody in this class decides to get a little, starts to be a creep or starts to be a creeper, let me know. Somebody's like, copying and pasting your email, like, hey, I seen you on the Zoom and I want to talk to you, and they start stalking. Just let me know. I'll do as much as I can to help protect you as best as possible and stop any of that behavior. And then incomplete and withdrawals. Again, you have until Sunday to withdraw from this class without any penalty to your tuition. Otherwise, if I don't see that you're being active and I've reached out and I haven't heard anything from you, then we're going to move forward to withdrawing you from this class. So any questions? There's a lot of information in a short amount of time. Any questions about the syllabus before I do a quick D2L tutorial and we end for the night? And you can type, if you don't want to speak, it's fine. You can type questions in the chat. I'll pull the chat just in case. No questions. Perfect. I mean, I explain things well. Cool. All right. Well, don't hesitate to ask questions if something pops up as we continue to go forward. So I'm going to share my web browser here, I think. And we're going to look at, so this is Purdue's APA page. It goes over information. It gives you an overview here. There's another APA website that I think looks better. Gives you information that you need for APA format. And I thought there were some videos on here too. Sometimes it's good for people to have visuals. It also will cite information for you. So if you have a website, you can just copy and paste it here, click on the site. It'll create the actual reference, and you can just take that reference and put it right in your paper. So this is a really helpful website when you're doing APA style. So I would encourage you to check this out because it just lays out all the good information that you need for APA style. So again, that link, I'll post it in the announcements area, but that link will be found on the syllabus. All right, let's see, let's go to the next tab. This is me looking at the textbook via Amazon. And then here's D2L. Can you all see this? All right, got a head nod, perfect. Okay, so let's get out of grades. There's no grades in there right now. You don't want to see that. And I'm gonna do student view. So it looks like the same when you're in. So some places that you need to pay attention to in this class. I wish I could edit this toolbar where you can just have all you need because some of the stuff is unnecessary. The first place that I'm always gonna recommend that you go to is under materials and under content. I will not really use calendar. I mean, calendar pops up on the side panel here, but I don't go in here and add things to calendar. I don't use checklists, I don't use links, and I don't use locker. I use content. So you want to definitely check content. I would say anytime you log into D2L, you want to go check content because this is where you're going to get stuff. As you can see, the syllabus is in here. I put if you need a good deal on the textbook. So if you're trying to get the textbook for cheap, that's in here. Let's see how much the textbook costs now. It's still $10. And I did buy a copy just to make sure it worked. It worked out fine. So if you want a cheap textbook and you're cool with the PDF, you can get it for $10 from this website. And it's legit. Syllabus is in there, essay assignments. Those are all there for you now. So if you want to get a head start on any essays, all you have to do is go here. You can download it or you can view it right in D2L. Your first essay is how I grew up. And all I'm asking you to do is just kind of do an analysis of who you are, how you grew up, etc. You have questions here that can help you with the essay. You don't have to use those questions. Those questions are just there to help you figure out what to write. And then the rubric's there for you. So that's where you'll find the essays. So the reflection, if you're struggling to understand what the reflection assignment is, I do have a PDF there as well that explains what the reflection assignment is. I'm going to show you where to find the reflections in a moment. Then here we have lecture. I already put the lecture in there. I must have been on a timer. So there is no lecture for chapter 1 because it's just an overview and it's unnecessary. You're going to dive right into chapter 2. So chapter 2 lectures on here. All you have to do is click here. It will open up another web page where you can watch the actual lecture from YouTube, but in D2L. If you have your own YouTube page and you want to just watch it like an app, all you have to do is if you're logged in, all you have to do is do your watch later, and you can watch it on your YouTube app, on like your phone or on your TV or something like that if you want to get that fancy. All right. You don't have to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm not looking to be a YouTuber, so don't worry about that piece. But that's where you'll find the lectures. And then also you'll notice, click back on that. I put the slides in here too. So you can click here and then it'll pull up the slides. You can download these and hang on to these if you want. Otherwise, you can just look at them here on D2L. So I always will post the slides with the lecture. And every week on Mondays, I might do it on Sundays. I'll probably do it Sundays because people have downtime, on Sundays. You'll have the next lecture ready to go and visible for you. So all the weeks are listed out here, and you'll have all the information you need. So content is very important. Remember, materials, then content, that's where you go. The next place that's important is in communication and discussions. And this is if you guys want to chat with each other. What I'll do is I'm going to create something that says comments, questions, and concerns. And then all you have to do is just create a post if you want to share something or if you want to ask questions of your classmates. That's the place to do it. If you want to ask a question of me, it's probably best that you email me because I'll see it quicker than on D2L because I don't have any alerts on D2L. But email would be the best place. But you can't ask me questions here. I might just not respond to it as quickly. So again, that's communication and then discussions. The next most important area is assessments. You're going to look at 3 different places in this area. You're going to look at assignments, which we're going to go to first. And this is where all your assignments are listed. Right now, you can see all your assignments, but I'm going to end up closing some of these so that you're not just, plowing through your essays by, September 15th and then you're done. I want you to pace yourself. I don't want you to overextend yourself. But I'm going to show you a few things in here. One, how do you get the PDF to know what to write about? That's here as well. So it's also in content, but it's also with the assignment. If you click here, it'll give you this area. So you get the PDF that explains the assignment, but this is also where you submit your essay. Okay? I want to show you how to do this because a lot of students, especially if this is your first time using D2L, you get a little confused. Do not copy and paste your essay in here. Please don't do that. That is not good. I can't grade it there. What I need you to do is go to add file. Once you write it, wherever you write it, on your computer, Google Docs, if you use a note app on your phone, whatever you're doing, you need to export it as a Word doc, a PDF, or as a Pages document. You want to go to add file. And then when you get there, chances are you'll have to click My Computer. Unless you use a locker, you use that feature, you can use that, or ePortfolio. I don't use either of these. I just use the computer that I have. You want to click My Computer. You can drag and drop a file, or you can click Upload. So it's up to you what you want to do. I'm going to click Upload just because a lot of students will probably end up doing that. And then when you click Upload, it's going to pull up one of the folders on your computer. So here, as you can see, I have just crazy stuff in my downloads. I'm going to do this one just because it says hell yeah or no. I don't even know what this is. Let's download it. So I'm going to add this, choose that. It's going to upload. Then I'm going to click add. You have not submitted your assignment yet. You're just adding it, right? So you're adding it to be submitted because you can add several different files, but you're only adding one. Once you do that, you have to hit submit. This is what's going to actually submit your essay. So if you ever get to a point, you're like, Professor Jones, you didn't grade my essay 1. And I'm like, did you submit it? And you're like, yeah, I did. Chances are you didn't hit the submit button. You have to hit submit. When you hit submit, this is what happens. It will give you a confirmation that your assignment has been submitted, and you will get an email letting you know that it's been submitted. So that's how you know your assignment has been submitted. I have received it, and I will get the grade done. You're going to do this both for your essay and both for your reflection. So essays and reflections are in the assignments area. So here are the reflections here. The videos are already posted. Again, I'm going to put these on a timer. You can go in there. You can kind of sneak peek today. So if you can beat me there, you can go ahead and get some things done early, but I'm going to put them on a timer. So you can't watch the videos and get things done just yet. So again, essays and reflections are in the assignments area, which is under assessments. The next place that's important for you are quizzes. As you can see here, I haven't made any quizzes live yet, but in here, you'll see a list of the quizzes. Some you can access, some that you won't be. I'll probably put the first 2 accessible now. And what you do is you just click the quizzes and you can get started. I'm probably gonna do a tutorial video once they're all in there so you can see what it looks like. So that's where you'll go for your quizzes, is under quizzes. The other place that you wanna make sure you check are grades. You probably wanna check your grades once every 2 weeks. So you can just make sure I'm keeping up and I am grading things. Your grades will look something like this. You'll see what score you got. You'll see what assignments you're missing. So you never have to ask me what you're missing because you can just look here and you can tell what's missing. All right. And let's see if there's anything else that's good for you to know. I'm not taking attendance in this class because we're doing it all online. Yeah, I'm not using any of these other features on here. Resources is a good area for you to check out. If this is the first time you're using D2L, there's information here. There's also information on the D2L homepage on how to use it. Click on student support or technology support if you have any issues. If you need to set up a Zoom account, you can click here to do that. Any questions about D2L? That was a quick overview, and we're over time. Crap, I didn't pace myself well. Any questions? I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. See if we have any questions. You can type in the chat or you can open your mic. Just let me know.
Because I just quickly got a glance at the reflections. The videos aren't attached, but eventually you'll attach them to it, right?
Yeah, the
'Cause it's
videos.
a file.
The videos should be attached. Let me do another share and see what's going on. The video should be good to go.
Unless my computer's weird.
No, it might just be a weird D2L thing. Yeah, the video. Did I miss a video? Doesn't look like this video is attached. Aha! I made a mistake. I didn't attach the brain matter one. All right, so let me fix that. Thank you for pointing that out because I would have missed it and you all would have been confused and angry. So reflection 2, I missed the attachment for a video. So the one thing that I don't like is I wish the videos would just pop up here so you can just watch on the screen. But the video's here. So for SA1, I'm gonna fix that when we get off the Zoom call so you can watch the video. But the video is right here. You need to click this and it's gonna open up a YouTube page. Which sucks because I wish you could just watch it where it's at.
Clear it out.
And then there's the video. So so one thing, if you're computer savvy, you can do 2 things. You can put 2 windows side by side with each other. You can watch the video and type at the same time. Or let's say you're you're using your phone to watch the video, but you're using your computer to type your response. Some of these videos are going to be a little longer than others. Like the first essay is going to be the video's long because it's a short documentary. But most of them are going to be around 12, 15 minutes. All you got to do is write and add your response. So thank you for pointing that out. I will get that fixed right away so that you all can see the first video. Oh, good question. I missed that. So there was a question in the chat about the quizzes. Are they multiple choice? Yes. All the quizzes are multiple choice. They're all 15 questions worth 1 point each. Sorry, I missed that. Any other questions?
Do you get offended when people call you a teacher and not a professor?
No. And I don't get offended if you call me Professor Jones or Brandon. I'm not the type of person, I got accolades and awards and all that stuff, but I don't sit on a crazy pedestal like a lot of other professors. So,
yeah. All right.
Yeah. So call me what you want. Just don't call me anything negative. Any other questions? Those are all good. Well, thank you for your questions because you helped me catch some things that I missed, which is good. So I'll get that fixed. Quiz 1 would probably be available in about an hour or so.
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't think I got this earlier on, but when you do come on live, are you gonna be giving lectures or just gonna be, checking in on us or see if we have questions?
Yep. It'd be like this. Checking in online, see if you have questions. If somebody wants to talk about something that they read in a textbook or they seen, we can talk about that. But yeah, so the live classes, if we have them, because again, I'm gonna put a poll out and let you all vote. If we have them, will be like this: asking questions, talking about content. Probably just be for an hour. We'll just be discussing things. I will never give a lecture online because everybody won't be able to make it. Like today, we have 12 people on the call, and there's 40 people in the class.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Sir, my question is that we have to do the assignment according to the schedule?
Unless I post it, no. I would encourage you to get it done according to the schedule just to keep up. But if there's any circumstances that you have where you need to get something done early, let me know and I'll make it available to you earlier. If you wait, you will lose points on your reflections and on your essays. But for your quizzes, you will not lose points. The only points you'll lose is if you don't do it at all or if you get something wrong on the actual multiple choice question.
And when the other question, when we do like quiz and we have like second attempts, it's affect the point or no?
Nope. What will happen is the highest score that you get is what will be taken. So if you took the quiz a second time, let's say you got a 13 out of 15 the first time, and they took it again and you got a 10 out of 15, it will take the 13 out of 15.
Thank you, sir.
Yep, no problem. Yes, there is a time limit on the quiz. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes. Plenty of time.
You did say that we can actually go to the library and print out the ebook.
Yeah, I believe the print center will let you print it out. Yeah, but if you have a printer and you want to print out 100, I don't even know how many pages it is. It's a lot of pages. If you want to do that, you can. They're not gonna stop you.
Okay.
Yeah, just wear your mask if you go.
All right.
And the smart thing would be print just a few chapters at a time, because if you're like printing, like if you're mass printing your textbook, somebody may say something to you like, hey, you probably don't want to use 200 sheets of paper, but I would just print like 3 chapters at a time.
So we can find the book, like the hard piece, on a library of college right now.
I don't know if DCTC's library has hard copies of the book. I will have to check that. I don't know if they have the hard copy. They might. Sometimes the libraries do reserve like 4 copies of textbooks for each class. I don't know if they did it because of COVID and not a lot of people are going to be on campus this semester, so I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. And again, I want to stress, if you're in a financial pinch or if you don't trust buying things online and you need your textbook, send me an email. I will find a way for you to get the textbook. All right. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yep.
So do you not wear contacts because you like the glasses look better, or?
You want to know about my personal life? No, you know what? I freak out when things get in my eye or close to my eye, so I can never wear contacts. I also got double stigmatism, so my eyes are bad that I can't even have contacts. My eyes are jacked up, man. Trauma. I don't mind answering personal questions. Typically, if we were meeting in person, the first day of class, we go over the syllabus, and then I tell you a little bit about myself and why I teach the way that I teach. But if you have questions, feel free to ask. This is a good question in the chat. Do you need to memorize all the authors mentioned at the beginning of the ebook? No, you don't. In this class, you don't need to remember dates. I know that's a big stressor for a lot of people. So like, I don't need you to remember who should we talk about? Piaget was born in 1926. You don't need to know that. What you need to know is content, because that's what matters. Not when they were born, not when they died, not when they published their first book, none of that stuff. So I don't need you to remember there will be some people that you should remember, but things like dates and exactly who they are and what they did, that's not going to be important. You'll know if they spend a significant amount of time in the textbook on them, that's somebody important. All right. Any more questions? If not, you can just drop off. I'll hang out until the last person drops off. So if you have questions, feel free to send me an email. It's good to see some of your faces and be connected. I have something flying around in my face. So I hope that this is going to be a good semester. We have some fun, even though it's online. Don't stress out. If you start panicking, email me. I will work with you so you can pass this class.
Oh yeah, this is not a question, but you passed your time limit.
Yeah, I'm way past my time limit, so you can leave. No, I'm not holding you here. It's all on you. You can.
No, I'm playing.
You can leave whenever you're ready.
All right.
Yep.
It was nice meeting you. Have a
Yep.
good
Nice
day.
to meet you as well.
Yeah, for real. You seem chill.
I try to be as very chill as possible because college is stressful. I remember those days, and I don't want this class or this experience of college for you to be stressful in your journey. My goal is to help you move forward in whatever you're trying to do in life. And, we have a limited amount of time together. So hopefully I give you a good impression of this school and give you a good impression of just college in general, because this is a scary time for a lot of people, especially if this is your first year going to school, because doing this online, it's very lonely and very crazy.
I was going to ask, are your office hours just through Zoom? Like, are you not actually at the facility, like at DCTC?
Yep, I'm not there at all in person. If you ever want to meet in person, like if you need to meet me in person, I'll try to work something out where I can get like a space, maybe like a library space. I don't even know how they're doing that with COVID. I don't know if they're allowing us to, use a private study room or anything. But if it comes to that, I'll make it happen.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem. All right, take care. See you all later. I'll hang out until the last person, just in case somebody didn't want to ask a question while other people are online. And yeah, otherwise you can just go ahead and log on out. And I need to post the video. right, people are hopping off. If you have a question and you're hanging out because you have a question, just put it in the chat. Like, I have a question, so I know, so I don't exit out and leave you in here. All right, let me get this video in here. Can't believe I missed the first video. It's crazy. Maybe you don't. Did you guys fall asleep? Who's there? If you're talking, I can't hear you because your mic is muted. Again, if you have a question, just put it in the chat because I'll give you a few more minutes and then I'm going to log out. Because no one's saying anything. I think you guys are just kind of hanging out. All right. Well, I'm going to log out. I don't hear anyone. I don't hear anything. Hopefully I'm not hanging up on anybody. If I do, just send me an email and I'll reach back out to you. Okay. All right. Well, have a good evening, everybody.